time we born until now, our this aggregate, that we know how much it's changing. This is not just changing the occasionally, it's changing instantly. Every second is changing. That without kind of knowing that, our gross knowledge, our gross wisdom, not knowing that, we think is the same. It's the same. Nothing changes, same. And then also we're not analyzing, this aggregate is the heap of so many things. We think also it's a one. It's no changing, no. Not many, it's just one kind of solid. That's the way of our way of thinking. Reality is not. It's changing constantly. And it is so many combinations that come together. But yet, since we don't know, we nominate it as a one. One and the same. Same and one. And then we grasp it such as me and I. So now, where is that I? Where that we think that I am here? That if I, or the self-imported identity that I be imported as I, where is that? Then we examine. Those are the teachings, those are the analytic ways. Analytic ways. We examine, where is that I? That such is so important, so special. Is one with this body, or one with this not with body? Body or form. Or it is kind of, they both together side by side, or they are this I identity or I is sitting on the aggregates, or aggregates are sitting on the I. And we examine those ways. Nothing we can find. There is I existing. Then in the teaching mentioned, of course you read in the books, and looking from the top of our hairs all the way down to our feet. Where is I? Where is that I identity, or what we cling on that? There is not that. Hair is not, there is no I. It is hair. Skin is no I, is skin. And forehead is no I, is the forehead. And then brain is no I, I'm brain. So then, see that in my body, I mean, it has the power, everyone claims they're there, not I, there's no I room. So then go all the way to a part of everywhere, and then ask, is this my soul of feet? Is I? Is also no. Is I soul of feet? So is it really, there's no I now? No I. But then we have this I, thinking of that. Or now maybe we're thinking, or maybe this I is, because we call, I'm sad, I'm happy. So maybe it's like connected with the feelings? Feelings. So where is that I is feeling? Feeling also, according to Buddha's teaching, I think is every standard. There is the three feelings. Those are known as the good feeling and bad feelings, and then neutral feelings. And three of that. Three of them kind of divided in the Buddha teaching to each 6 senses. So good feeling of the I, good feeling of bad feeling of the I, and neutral feeling of the I, and the nose, all that way, 18. Those are good, kind of roughly, kind of highlighted that. There was also many other mentioned that. But then if we look to those also, where is the I? There is none of the I existing. Really, it's the same thing as we went investigating with our body. Then the perceptions. And we look by perception aggregates. So now, third one is the perception aggregates. Perception is names and labels. Names and labels. That perception. But these names and labels are so important for us in the samsara. The fourth is important, is the body is so important to everyone. Second is so important, feeling is so important. So they are called feeling aggregates. That's what great teacher Buddha put that. And the third one is little more deeper now. Deeper is feeling conception. Yeah, conception aggregates. Then is the names and labels. Conception is the names and labels. If I translate another one, is the ideas. Ideas, the beliefs. All different kind of titles and names. Those are so important in the samsara. Said, my title, I am this. I'm this, my title, or I belong to this group, I belong to that. I am Khenpo, something. And all the kind of mix that title or the names and the idea together. And then I believe. I don't believe. That's my belief. Have you ever believed? All that so important. That. But then, again, where is I with that? My belief. I believe. Even belief in itself. Where is those? Separately things kind of in there. And my title, my names, this, he is this, she is this and that, all that. That label, there is no I. Again, the same thing. Then the conceptions. Conception is the great teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni, you say there is 52 mental events. Mental events. And each of those mental events we think, ask to that. If we look, then there is no I. Completely separated, completely there is not finding any I. And then add consciousness aggregates. Again the same thing. There is no I. That's our identity input that exists. So, then there's really no I exist at all. But then we grasping, clinging, we thinking it's so important, all that, making these troubles. For that reason, then is called egolessness status, or no ego, no I. And discovering, that is we're talking of the absolute levels. Absolute level, there's no ego, no I. On the relative level, yes, we can call I, me, this and that. But there's nothing solid exists. It's just only on the illusion. Illusion, there's nothing solid. So find out that. And then there is another ego. As I said earlier, you all know. Input of the, conceptually input identity of the phenomena. If I say that, if I say kind of simply to my way, what is that? It's clinging to all the objects. Clinging to as it is. Clinging, that is the phenomena input objects. Because we believe, kind of in our mind, believe fire, water, wind, earth, and all that kind of really truly existing. Kind of clinging that. So clinging all that to the fundamentalist, clinging to all the phenomena, to all the everything, all the aggregates, that is a phenomena input, identity, clinging, or egos. These are the true egos, true clinging to the identity, to the input, true. Self and the phenomenon. Self is, I mentioned, and also all the phenomena that I think roughly mentioned. But now, what is this? This is, the great teacher Buddha said, is all arising as a magic display or the illusions. Arising a magic displays due to the combination of the cause and the condition known as interdependent connected. Interdependent origination, call it as arising all these phenomena as magically, as a dream, as magically, or as a magic, as a dream, as moon in the reflection on the water, and then echo and double visions, and then water bubble, and dream. So this is how many? I said 7, 8. Oh, then that's 8. I mean, there's more. Sometimes the teaching said, but those are examples of by the great gracious teacher Buddha Shakyamuni. They all arise due to the combination of the cause and the condition, and the cause and the conditions are also magic display, dreamlike. There's no substantial solid existing, yet it's magically arising as those examples, and known as the interdependent coordinations. All connected. Nothing is arising by one entity. All that is supported by so many other things on the scene, behind the scene, on the far distant of the scene, and supported that and become that. And each of those, even they came together as like that poem, and that also is instantly changing, shifting, and in a state of the impermanent or instant status. Everything is changing. Even when we are looking to that object, that moment, according when you have the wisdom eye, the realization, you will see is really changing. Not just that object is changing, our subject is also changing. But yet everything is changed, yet everything is functioning perfectly, beautifully as it is. And for that reason, Great Master Lingpa said, as long as duality conceptions are existing, that long the magical interdependent display arises naturally, and at that long also there is good karma, bad karmas, and all that happened, even though this is not really solid existing, but magically is like going to happen, and therefore be thoughtful with all our actions, even though it is not existing, solid entity, and as long as duality exists. And that long, everything is display happening. The show is continuing. Therefore, with thoughtful and careful with every our activities. And so, for that reason, the all is started with these diluted conceptions. For that reason, Great Master Lingpa said, for that reason, trying to calm down, trying to discipline your own diluted mind. And that's really the teaching. That's what in the Buddhism teaching said. So, and then the Dzogchen teaching. Those are kind of, we went on the outskirts of the way. Very simple, but there's more extensive. Of course, I'm sure you read the books and you know all that. But in the Dzogchen or more practical lineage, we're not going all that way and going to the right, the bull's eye of the mind. Establishing mind is empty, or discovering the mind is empty. Because the mind is the source of everything, even wherever. So therefore, establishing the mind is discover the nature of the mind. And my nature of the mind is empty or beyond the emptiness or whatever we call. It's beyond any conceptions. And that is what gracious teacher Buddha Shakyamuni mentioned. The inexpressible, inconceivable, unborn, unceasing, natural in the sky. And that is Panya Paramata. That Panya Paramata is our nature of the mind. And nature of the mind, if you look, is when we discover the nature of the mind, we beholding the inexpressible, uncompounded, and the unborn, unborn and unceasing. What that actually really means, when you look into it, this is the practice lineage, practice like Dzogchen teaching, although in the practice lineage, they go to the bull's eye. So what means unborn? We now this time to point to the turn that knowledge, logic, instead turning outside, we turn to the inwardly, to our mind. When we say that mind is unborn, what that means? When we look to the mind, by myself or yourself, did you see any source of the mind? You see any source of the mind? Where the mind coming? Or let's say, where past mind came from? Few seconds ago, where that our mind come from? And where this few seconds after, where mind is going? Where the mind went or gone? Where will it will go? And where is mind? And what is answer? We're not talking kind of like story of the mythology of belief. We're talking of the exactly to ourselves, to behold our own direction, perception, intelligence, discover our own mind. In a great teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni said, when you see that, when you don't have any answer, and when you see that, that is a supreme seeing. That we saw truth. Until then, if we make all different labels, different sets, yes, mind is this, that, and all, well, those are labels. Those are labels. Those are relatives. Those are labels. But reality, that is nature. So that is what, like in the Dzogchen teaching, you meditate. That means meditation is maintaining the view we discovered. That is meditation. Meditation, there is what sometimes in teaching means, no meditation is meditation. Relaxed, calm, and peaceful. And during that time, the conception will come. Thought will come. We know that. Thought will come from nowhere, thought will come. Nowhere. Also they will hovering on the nowhere. And go again same, nowhere. That's really the way it is. Discovering that nature exactly as it is, because the teaching of the gracious teacher, kindness, compassion teacher, Buddha taught. And all those lineage masters, practitioners, uphold it. Now we can connect. We get some glimpse of our own beauty, our own nature. Even there is no kind of source and all that. And but yet it has all that beautiful qualities. Those are in the Dzogchen teaching mentioned. Spontaneously inherited richness. Spontaneous, that means there is nobody made effort and trying to collect and gather and put there. It's spontaneously. All that richness is. But yet, even though all the richness there is no trace. There's nothing trace. That is the nature of our this mind. And for that reason, relax, calm and peaceful. Let it come, let it go, be continually maintained in that nature state. Those are the really teaching mentioned. Teaching mentioned, and we heard that from many great masters. Masters, relax in that. Start those with joy and appreciations. Bodhicitta. Those are so important and necessary. They are the part of the richness, of spontaneous richness. Inherent refuge. We are revealing that. When we are revealing that, what is named in the gracious teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni named that? Accumulation merit. Accumulating the merit. In order to get the realization, understand the nature of the mind, we need two merits. Accumulation merit, what's the merit? Accumulation merit is with little bit of effort, with activities, by body, speech, mind. Of course, start with the intention, with the joy and the devotion, appreciation, and the practice, the meditate, all doing, performing the six paramata activities. Generosity practices, morality practices, patient practices, and joyful effort, the virtuous practices, concentration practices, and then wisdom, of course, guiding every those 5 paramatas. Wisdom's paramatha. Those all known as basically accumulation merit practices. They're part of the treasures of our nature of the mind. We have to highlight, activate that. Activate. Such as from our chanting, our post-stations, circumambulating the temples, circumambulating the stupas, and reciting the mantras. Mantras, or making service to the temples or the stupas, or the communities with a good heart or good thought. Those all are known as accumulated merits. So important. And then wisdom merit is meditative. Dzogchen meditation, Mahamudra meditation is the wisdom merit. Both are united together. This truth with the two of these merits with the devotions in the teaching said, then truly that individual get the realization that will discover nature of the Buddha, nature of the Buddha, exactly as it is, by this truth. Merit and devotions. This is always in the teaching, take the quotations from the great master Sarahas. Sarahas. Without the accumulation, or without the merit and the devotion, realization, wanting realization is far away. In the teaching. Without the merit and the devotion, if we want realization, get the realization of the Dzogchen, like to get the rainbow bodies, like to get this all no meditation status. Dear friend, those are a little far away. The teaching really said that without that, but if you have the good merit, perform the merit in the devotion, combination, the realization comes right in the teaching said, on that Sarah said, as like discovering the treasure from your palms. Endless treasures. So you don't have to go far. And that to do, that is then to these two things. Those are really in the teaching said. So that is really about this here in the teaching said. Say that when you have that realize the power of the strength of the helpless awareness, egoless awareness, by that liberating all those duality conceptions, ego clinging, and it is a ratness of all that, and to the net state of the purity state, pure expanses to the Dharma dhatus. Then subtle essence manifested the kaya in